Commander Sarah Chen pressed her face against the reinforced glass of the observation deck, watching the crimson skies above New Geneva burn with alien fire. The Zephyrians had been methodical in their conquest, precise, calculated, almost surgical in their efficiency. Their crystalline ships hovered like deadly prisms above Earth's major cities, systematically dismantling human defenses with weapons that turned matter into vapor. "Ma'am, we're receiving another transmission from the Zephyrian command vessel," Lieutenant Torres reported from the communications station, his voice tight with exhaustion. They'd been holed up in the underground bunker for 3 weeks now, watching humanity's last stand crumble one city at a time. Sarah turned away from the window, her reflection caught momentarily in the glass-hollow cheeks, dark circles under her eyes, the weight of command heavy on her shoulders. "Put it through." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the elongated form of a Zephyrian commander. Its translucent skin pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, and its 3 eyes regarded Sarah with what she'd learned to recognize as their equivalent of contempt. Human designation Chen, the alien spoke through its translation device, the words carrying an electronic echo. "Your species' resistance has proven more troublesome than anticipated. We are calling for reinforcements from our home fleet. Surrender now, and we will make your extinction swift." Sarah straightened, her jaw set with defiance. "You've been saying that for weeks. Maybe we're tougher than you thought." The Zephyrian's middle eye dilated a sign of irritation. "Your bravado is noted, but mathematics do not lie. Our reinforcement fleet carries enough firepower to crack your planet's crust. They will arrive within your solar rotation cycle." The transmission cut out, leaving the bunker in tense silence. Sarah's team exchanged worried glances. Earth's forces were already stretched beyond breaking point. Reinforcements would mean total annihilation. "Deploy the quantum scanners," Sarah ordered. "I want to know the moment those ships drop out of hyperspace." 18 hours later, the scanners screamed their warning. But something was wrong. "Ma'am," Torres called out, his voice cracking with confusion. "The signatures. They're not matching Zephyrian technology." Sarah rushed to his station, studying the readouts. Her blood ran cold. The ships emerging from hyperspace were massive, easily 10 times larger than the Zephyrian vessels. But more disturbing were the biosignatures they were detecting. The ships themselves seemed to be alive. Above them, the Zephyrian fleet suddenly broke formation. Sarah watched through the observation deck as their previously organized assault formation scattered like startled birds. Emergency broadcasts crackled through their communication systems, Zephyrian voices, high-pitched with what could only be panic. "What are they saying?" Sarah demanded. Dr. Reeves, their xenolinguistics expert, went pale as he translated. They're screaming about the Devourers. They're saying they followed us here." The first of the massive organic ships descended through Earth's atmosphere like a falling mountain of flesh and bone. Its surface writhed with tentacles the size of skyscrapers, and bioluminescent organs pulsed with sickly green light. Where it touched the ocean, the water began to boil and turn black. The Zephyrian ships opened fire immediately, their crystal weapons painting the sky with deadly light. But the beams simply absorbed into the creature's hide, making it glow brighter. In response, the organic ship extended thousands of smaller tendrils that wrapped around 2 Zephyrian vessels and began to digest them. The crystal ships dissolved like sugar in acid. "Dear God," whispered Dr. Reeves. "The Zephyrians weren't invading us. They were running." Sarah's mind raced as the pieces fell into place. The methodical nature of the Zephyrian invasion, their almost desperate efficiency, the way they'd focused on breaking human military capacity rather than total extermination, they hadn't been conquering Earth. They'd been preparing it as a fortress. More organic leviathans descended from space, each one unique in its horrific design. Some resembled massive spiders with crystalline exoskeletons. Others looked like flying jellyfish trailing acidic tentacles. They moved with predatory intelligence, coordinating their attacks on the remaining Zephyrian fleet. The bunker shook as something enormous landed above them. Through the observation window, Sarah saw a massive eye, easily 50 meters across, peer down at them through the earth and steel, as if it could see through matter itself. The eye blinked once, then moved on. They weren't even worth its attention. "Ma'am," Torres's voice was barely a whisper. "We're receiving a transmission from the Zephyrian commander." The hologram flickered to life again, but this time, the alien looked different, smaller somehow, its bioluminescent patterns dim and erratic. "Human Chen," it began, and Sarah noticed something she'd never heard before in a Zephyrian voice: fear. We must negotiate. The Devourers have found us, as they have found every world we've touched. They consume everything: matter, energy, life itself. We came to your world not as conquerors, but as refugees seeking allies." Sarah stared at the desperate alien. "You could have just asked. Would you have believed us? Would you have helped?" The Zephyrian's three eyes fixed on her with something approaching hope. "But now you have seen them. Perhaps together, our species might survive what's coming." Outside, the sounds of battle raged, as Zephyrian and human forces found themselves fighting side by side for the first time, their weapons combining in desperate fusion strikes against enemies that defied comprehension. The real war was just beginning. Sarah looked around at her team, exhausted, terrified, but still standing. "Patch me through to all remaining human and Zephyrian commanders," she ordered. "It's time to stop fighting each other and start fighting for our worlds." The universe, it seemed, had far worse monsters than any of them had imagined.